So this path, what do we want to call the journey of spiritual unfolding? What's happening? The return, the remembering of one's home is no joke. It's right down to the nitty gritty, deepest roots of separation that are very unconscious, very, very unconscious. And the sense of survival written into the separate self is really something. We've all experienced it. It will fight tooth and nail, not out of, there's a demonic quality to the me or something like that. No. There's a heroic quality to the me. It thinks it's a hero. It's saving the ship. Don't go there. Don't go to the wilderness. Don't do that. Stay right here. Where you know what's good and what's bad. What exists and what doesn't exist. What's real and what's unreal. That force, it's not a power. There's one power. The unnameable, unspeakable, unfathomable creator of all that is. Call that what you will. But the force of the survival, the sense of, keeping one's self around is strong. And it's hardwired in to the base of the brain. But as I'm sure Debbie and probably some of you can speak to, there is wiring within that has never been lit up and is beginning to. That is 100% coming into being to be much more prominent. I mean, it was obvious here. I mean, I've always been kind of a person, so don't worry if it's not obvious. It's not like a failure or anything. I've always been the kind of person who had there's actually a name for these people. It's a brain type that I have kind of an inner sense of, like, the cells of my liver and that kind of thing. So here it was obvious things were turning on in the brain, turning on that had not been turned on. And this people can find this through like journeys with plants and medicines and all that stuff. Here it just happened out of the blue in Warrior One. But I want to back up just a little bit because I don't know if there is a map for this waking up. There seem to be many. They all seem to say the same thing in the end, if you're really listening to truth and not kind of getting into a cul-de-sac of belief and somebody's brand new idea about awakening. Never been said before. Anyway. Here's an offering. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. But here is an offering, something that came of a contemplation that was resonant here of, so what does it take? Sharon and I have talked about it quite often. Ani and Sharon and I. What does it take to, when it comes down to those deepest roots, deepest unconscious roots of personhood, selfhood, identified believingness and separation, what does it take to let that go? Remember. Begin with remembering. Feel it in the body. Not intellectually, not analytically. In the body, ask, where is my deepest sense of knowing who I am? Where is it? Where is it? Then attend. Bring the attention there. Attend. Remember. Find it viscerally, somatically. And then begin to reorient. Remember? Reorient. Begin to reorient to this. It can be discouraging because we're very habituated to orient to the narration and the spectacle and the otherness. It's okay. It is absolutely not a failure. That's why I like the word practice and training. And it can sound a little too like, oh. But we have to reorient to that. Even if it's, okay, 5 seconds at the stoplight. First thing in the morning is a powerful one. Ramana's time. Ramana's time, I think of it as, because that was Ramana's pointer. When you first wake up in the morning, there's your moment, man, before you assume anything. Right then, in that moment, deepest remembering, where do I sense it in the body? It doesn't matter if it matches somebody else's or it's a different phase than somebody else's, it's self, it's no self, it's this, it's that. It's yours, your deepest sense. And begin to reorient to that. This will engender and ignite and activate a rewiring. It does it. You don't have to. If I plant a corn seed, I don't have to sit there and worry that I'm going to get an oak tree. It's a corn seed. It's okay. Reality's got it. So the reorientation engenders, activates, ignites a rewiring. And to endure, that's a terrible word. And here it was like that, but it doesn't have to be for you. To be able to have the capacity to meet that rewiring. Keep remembering, keep reorienting. This leads to an ability, a capacity to receive. To receive, to let go. If somebody 30 years ago would have been, told me, you're going to sit in front of a group of people and say, let go and let God, I would have been like, I don't think so. Trust me. I had the wheel, and I worked hard to get where I was and overcame trauma and all the rest. Receive. Receive, 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 receive. What does Anandamayi Ma say? Oh, Grace is ever present and abundant. Keep your vessel upright so that it may be full. For the tempter, the analytical, what's the word translated Aramaic? Stinging, cynical intellect, mind, that's just not comfortable. It's not comfortable to let go. Hmm. And in that case, we remember and come back to that sense. And at this point, we will have cultivated or animated, let's say, because it's there in its original glory and divinity, and it's not really anything we can achieve or manufacture or cultivate, but it can feel that way. It can feel like it's growing because the capacity to see it is growing. So we just keep remembering, we keep that fire stoked.